She bought a new refrigerator. Love it.
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the press in Down Beach Current, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, on the municipal website, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Would you please take a second and turn off all electronic equipment, and we'll stand for the flag salute. Attention, salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Becker?
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg?
I'm here.
We were changed the order on the agenda. We are now going to have a presentation of, by Evelyn Benton. Mrs. Benton, would you come to?
It's to her.
To her, okay. Sorry, go for it.
Okay, good afternoon. As you know, last month, the city, in conjunction with Ventnor and Longport, held the Down Beach Health Fair for its employees. And during the health fair, we raffled off certain items for $3 per chance. We were able to raise $250 from the proceeds of the raffle, and we decided that it should be donated to a local charity. And with the committee, the health fair committee, have selected the food bank because they're always in need, and especially this time of year, to help the local residents of our community. So we contacted Evelyn Benton of the food bank, and she is here today to receive the proceeds. And I'm very happy. We wish it could be more, but we're very satisfied with the amount that we raised. After all, we had, I think, it was 93 employees that had attended, so it was a very nice thing to do. So Evelyn, go.
If I may add, for every dollar donated to us, we're able to distribute $10 worth of food. So this is $2,500 worth.
Do you want us? Sure, I'd love to come.
Go ahead.
Mayor, you've been out there, aren't you?
Really, I'm ready. Take off my glasses, right? I'm not all right.
Rich.
Days are over. Start with fire.
Yeah, we don't have the hips.
What's that?
Good job.
Okay, why don't we go right to department head reports. Frank, why don't you start? Okay.
We've been very busy. We have the holiday lighting up and complete. The ball field will be lit Thanksgiving evening, if anybody's interested, at sunset. We've been still working on the beach. The beaches are in great shape. We still have plenty of sand, even though it's wintertime. And the Decatur Avenue ramp has been ripped out, and they're starting to put the piling in as of yesterday. So they're moving along good. That's all I have.
Thank you, Frank. Chief?
I haven't gotten a copy yet, Mayor, but I know there's a story on the dedication of the new Quint in this week's Current by Nanette Galloway, and our own Commissioner Amadeo is on the cover, and I'm very thankful for everything that everyone did to support that purchase, and that's all I have to report today. Thank you. Take a look at the article.
Thank you, Chief. Lisa?
I don't have anything to report today, but I would like to congratulate Johanna on her upcoming appointment as municipal clerk, and I think she will be a tremendous asset to the city, as she has been for the last several years. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Wilson?
I'm happy to report that we have tentative scheduled, I know I've reported this last couple of meetings, for accreditation or on-site will be January 18th and 19th. So it'll be like the third week in January, will be our on-site, and I'm pretty confident at that point in time we'll become an accredited agency, and I will notify you after that as to when they would like to come down and award their, do the presentation of the accreditation certificate. If you take notice of the regular commission meeting agenda, I just want to draw your attention to Resolution 202, 2015, regarding a body armor grant. That is something we receive every year, and I'm happy to report Lisa and I were able to get together on that, and we're receiving approximately 2,600, 26.
That's in Chapter 159.
Right,
Yeah, it was 26.
2,600 in replacement funds for body grant, for body armor. And if you look at 204, 2015, it's about approving the labor contract with PBA Local 65. I was honored to be able to sit in on contract negotiations with Commissioner Amadeo and Business Administrator Dini, and I think it was done in record time. It was two meetings, and there was a settlement, and I'd just like to give you an overview of some of the changes in the contract, if I may. It's a 3-year term, 2016 to 2018. The awarded salaries were 3% for 16, 2% for 17, and 2% for 18. However, one of the things to keep in mind is we will now be working on a 3-schedule salary guide. And one of the things that we were able to accomplish is Schedule C, which is for employees hired after 1 of 2016. It now ups the salary guide from 10-step plan to a 14-year step plan, with including an academy step. So we were able to get that instituted. And what also happened was there was a decrease in longevity for new employees hired after 2016. Actually, it's a decrease, but it's an increase in the time it takes to obtain longevity. And what that is, they won't get completion, at the completion of 14 years, you'll get 2% longevity versus 11 years now for 4%, and for people hired prior to 2012, it was 5 years. And then it goes 20 years and 23 years, and the max is 6% versus 13. Additionally, anybody hired after 2016, in the year 2016, this doesn't affect them until year 2030. So that was a good thing. And two other things I want to comment on is we were able to, with the guidance of Rich Dini and Commissioner Amadeo, in an effort to control or give some incentive regarding sick time abuse, we were able to, beginning in the year 2017, offer a buyback program at straight pay of 5 days sick time on a yearly basis, with the caveat that you must have 80 days saved. So that was a good thing. And also to allow some more flexibility to myself to run the department in a more efficient manner, the PBA has agreed to allow us to look at, and we've come up with standards for 12-hour shifts, which is going to be a good thing. So I'm very happy with this. I think the Commissioner, on behalf of Commissioner Dini, Business Administrator Dini, things worked out very well.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Dini?
I didn't hear. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. One last thing, I have to thank Fred. We started the install of our in-car camera systems. I have to tell you, I invite everybody to come over and take a look at them, because I was amazed yesterday at what we did and what they do and what we've seen and what's been coordinated by Fred, as well as the body cameras. We are now awaiting approval on our policy from the prosecutor's office, and that's the last hurdle, and we're good to go. But I have to thank Fred and give him some accolades. It was a major undertaking, and it was seamless. So thank you, Fred. Thank you, I'm sorry.
While I usually give a written report relative to the ongoing litigation with the state of New Jersey, there really is nothing new to report, but I do want to remind the public that we do have a hearing scheduled on Friday afternoon at 1:30 in the court in Atlantic City, at which time the judge will consider all of these documents that I have in front of me, a couple of inches of documents, plus the documents that the state has filed. This is just what we filed. And presumably, the judge has read these documents. He will be asking questions of the attorneys. He is not scheduled to take any testimony, any new testimony. He is scheduled to make a decision either that day or sometime thereafter on whether or not we have sufficient evidence for him to schedule down the road, a number of months from now, full hearings on whether or not the state is arbitrary and capricious in the way they've gone about undertaking the project that they're proposing along with the Army Corps of Engineers. The question is not on Friday whether they are arbitrary or capricious, but whether or not he will hold a hearing to determine that and give us our day in court, which is what we fought for last January in federal court, and were granted that opportunity to get this far. So we should know either Friday afternoon or sometime in the next week or two exactly where we stand. We have not spent the allotted $200,000 that's been talked about for the last year. So when we get through as of getting through Friday, we will be under that amount by some dollars, and I don't know what that amount is. We have authorized here verbally the hiring of an engineer who presented information and documentation, as well as another expert from North Carolina. The actual contract for T&M Associates was never, we didn't have an actual proposal and contract. I expect to actually present that at the next meeting, even though you have verbally authorized that, just to give you a heads up. Thank you. Oh, that was the only, on that subject, that's all I have, unless you have questions. The only other subject I wanted to report is the department heads have been busy with budget preparation for the 2016 budget. We will soon go into some deliberations on capital for 2016, and we will be bringing to the individual commissioners proposals for their departments for discussion, and we'll be on track for the 2016 budget, which ultimately gets approved in the late winter of 2016. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Mr. Abbott?
Well, as the city administrator said, tomorrow is our big day in court to see if what happens with the initial request for a stay of the state's implementation of what we call the beach replenishment program. And we do have very interesting witnesses, and this Rob Young, who is a coastal geologist, has written books and articles in the New York Times. And I would assume this will generate a lot of news, state, if not indeed nationwide, where Margate is fighting Governor Christie in the state of New Jersey over this shore protection program. It should be quite interesting. On another note, I am moving forward with a nuisance ordinance on lighting. I have received input from various citizens. I have a number of sample ordinances and treatises on lighting, how to deal with residential nuisance lighting. We are, in fact, moving forward on that. It's actually a difficult standard to have one that can be proven in a court of law if necessary. But we will have that standard established, and I'm making progress on the ordinance. That's what I have there.
Thank you, Scott. Johanna, do you have anything?
I have nothing to report today.
Roger?
Mayor, I have nothing except to say we're extremely busy, and I want to add to what Lisa said, that the city should be very happy that they're getting a person of the professional caliber of Johanna as the new city clerk. She has an amazing work ethic. I've worked with her for several years now at the planning board, and a great dedication to serving the public, and we're very lucky to have her, and I wish her all the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Roger. Jim?
Roger had to beat me to the punch. Johanna, great job. Good. Can't wait to see you in action. I'd like to get an engineer's update to the City Hall project. We were over there today. John was there earlier. I went there today. They do have the steel, the structural steel in place supporting the infrastructure, which we thought was, Mike, we thought that was 4 to 6 weeks out. And we thought that this project would probably go into the early spring. But it sounds like they're going to be on till the late winter, which is really a little bit ahead of what we thought they would be at with the finalization on it. We did talk about the outside with the fencing and the dumpster, the fencing and all the construction in the street. And they said, weather permitting, they would be done that by the end of December, which would be great, so we can get that sidewalk cleared up. They are putting the steel studs in, so the City Hall project is moving along okay now with the steel supporting it. So they seem all excited in there getting that done, because the guys, once they get the steel done, they can move a couple walls around and get the rest of the infrastructure in. So that's all good news on that part. Was there anything I missed on that, City Hall? I think that was everything, right? And I'd like to thank John. John's been going over there every day to help out with the, checking things out. Our busy is also our office is also busy, so Roger's dumping all his work on us. So we took in $20,000 in permit fees in the last week, so that's unfounded. I've never seen that much money. It's like it's falling out of the sky.
It's got to be 10 houses.
That's all I have to report.
8 to 10 houses.
Thank you, Jim. Maureen?
Everything's good in the municipal court, and I just want to echo what everybody has to say about Johanna. Congratulations.
Thank you. Fred? First time, Fred. I didn't forget you today.
I just to dovetail on what David said, the cameras, the in-car cameras and the body cameras, along with the in-car computers, that project is something we started, we discussed, a few months ago, and went through the process of funding it and getting it going. So it's really interesting to see how that video is crystal clear while the car is in motion. So when we get finalized with everything, as David said, it's probably a good idea to invite you over and give you a bird's eye view of exactly what it is that you can pick up on these cameras, audio, video, and it may not seem like a lot now, but it's certainly going to help the department and the officers in the long run. There's no question. Just from the short video that I've seen, it certainly will help our department immensely. So it was a big project and certainly needed, but in the end, it'll be well worth it. So that's all I have for now.
Thank you, Fred. Maury?
Yes, thank you, Mike. In Johanna's first unofficial act as city clerk, I gave her a task, and she came through with flying colors. She's happy to report that the folks at the Margate Bridge are on schedule to reopen tomorrow at 4 p.m. So thank you, Johanna, and I wish you many, many, many successful years in your new job. Congratulations. And other than that, I have nothing to report.
Thank you, Maury. John?
Nothing to report, but I also, too, would like to congratulate Joanna for all her hard work, and it pays off that we have somebody within the city that knows a lot about the city that's going to serve us as our municipal clerk for the future years coming. Thank you, Joanna.
Thank you, John. Just as I was walking in the door of City Hall, I had a phone call. We have an update on the Ventnor pump station. The pumps are here and are probably will be installed by tomorrow. Immediately following that, they'll install the generator. After that, they construct a building that encloses all the equipment. They told me just an hour ago they should be operational before the end of the year, which is all good news. It's been a long time coming. And Johanna, am I allowed to tell everybody that you're really my wife number 2? So you know how happy I am, and I'm sure you'll do a great job. So we thank you for that. We will now open a public comment, 3 minutes on anything that was discussed here today.
Sewell, 22 West Drive. The mayor mentioned the Ventnor pumps. I would encourage the mayor and the commissioners to petition the Ventnor City Commission to install bulkheads on at least 2 vacant properties they have in Ventnor, which just creates a tsunami of water at high tide. You know, it's great to have those pumps, but I mean, it would greatly assist the pumping situation if Ventnor were to have the bulkheads installed and just simply put a lien against the property. Also, following up on Fred Verner's remarks concerning body and car cameras, there's no doubt that that's the direction that we're going in. However, I strongly urge the commission to fund adequate training of the troopers, because if a officer goes, you know, in a subconscious manner and not realizing the conscious consequences of behavior that would in some way abridge folks' civil rights, it may end up costing the city of Margate millions upon millions of dollars. So if we provide for additional training now, it will save us millions in the future, because just having these body and car cameras, it's only half of the job. The real job is to have the men and women properly aware of how they can hang themselves with these body and car cameras. Unbeknownst to them, unaware, caught in a moment of heated passion where they say or do things that a jury later on can award damages. Federal awards for violation of civil rights call for treble damages. So I think it's a 2-part program. You guys just want to do the body and car cameras and say, great, we have them. Believe me, you're going to pay down the road real steep. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. You may answer.
John, I just want to comment, very good point you bring out. And I want to mention that our chief, in preliminary, one of the conditions upon the use of body cameras had to implement policy within the police department. No, let me finish. Which is, the policy's written, and the training is all a part of that.
You're done.
Sorry.
What did I say? That's the damn thing.
For their livelihood,
Okay.
We have the training.
not to change their MO on the street.
But we do have the training.
Extensive training.
John, I'm trying to get Fred to give me extensive training on this time clock.
That would be nice.
It's only a rebuttal.
Anyone else? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Johanna?
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
A motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Mayor Becker?
Yes?
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you.